Okay, love ya.
Okay, see you, love you.
All right, we are off. Okay, this is a video I've always kind of wanted to do, but I just never have. And that's right when I get a brand new bike. Like, I just got this Rocky Mountain Element. It's the first week in December of 2021. And instead of doing a review on it, because I'm not going to have time, I mean, snow's coming in like 2 days. So I'm just not going to have time to do a proper review. I thought I'll just take you guys on my ride. So this is going to be a long video. And like I said, I've always thought it'd be kind of fun to do. But for those of you who are going to be riding the trainer this winter, like I am, if you get snow where you live or cold weather, then this might be a fun little, a fun video. So it's probably going to be close to an hour, or as long as this GoPro. I've actually never, we'll see how long the GoPro lasts, but this is going to be a long video. So all my rides start from my house here in Corner Canyon, Draper, Utah. And I have about, not quite a mile and a half, about a mile and a half from my front doorstep to the dirt. So I ride up this road here. And so the bikes I personally own, it's kind of nice when they have fast rolling tires, like this Rocky Mountain Element, and like a good pedaling platform, just because I can just buzz along the pavement here a little faster. That's kind of nice. But before so the process when I get a demo bike, the process is I kind of noodle around for, I don't know, a half hour or so, getting the bike set up at my house. Got this cool little rock section in my backyard that I kind of always go down on when I'm setting up the suspension on any bike I get. Gives me a good idea of what the bike's going to be like on my terrain that I ride here in Corner Canyon. Other bikes I own right now, just so you guys know, is I still haven't sold my Ibis Ripley, which is just like this Element. 120 mil travel in the rear, 130 in the fork. And then I recently, about a month or 6 weeks ago, picked up a Pivot Trail 429. Also 120 mil travel bike in the rear with a 130 fork. I actually put a 140 RockShox Pike on my Trail 429. And obviously there's a lot of overlap there. They're the same category as this Element. And the plan was to sell the Ripley. I've been looking for a replacement for the Ripley because I've been riding the Ripley for 3 seasons now. And I have been really struggling to find something I like better than that Ripley. So I bought the Trail 429 because every time I've demoed it, I've put probably 200 miles on that bike this year. And I just liked it so much, I thought I'm gonna buy it. So I bought it, but I haven't had enough confidence in it to sell my Ripley. Ripley's just so flickable and like easygoing. So I'll be really interested today to see how this Element is. The Rocky Mountain Element, just so you guys know, I used to own the Rocky Mountain Element like 4 years ago. Yeah, probably 4 years ago. It was more of a race bike back then. Now it's kind of this short travel trail bike. Really slack head tube angle. I want to say, geez, sorry guys, when I do my actual review, I got all these numbers ready to rock and roll, but I want to say it's like a 65.5 degree head tube angle is what I read. Out here on the trail, it's hard to tell exactly. I think it's 65.5 degrees, and then pretty steep seat tube angle too. You can feel that. The reach felt long with the original bar and stem that was on here, that 55 or 50 mil stem. So putting this 35 mil definitely feels good. It kind of quickens up the steering a little bit too. All right. Now we start climbing. one of the things I love about my Ripley is it can climb so dang good for a trail bike. It's like insane. So on this Element, it comes with a DPS Fox shock back there. It's 120 millimeters of travel. And it's got the open position. It's got the kind of middle trail position and a full locked out closed position as well. So the benefit of something like that on this bike is kind of nice. This is, so real quick, so Rocky Mountain uses a suspension style called Smooth Link. It's a horse link, 4-bar horse link suspension bike called Smooth Link. It's got that little pivot down there below the rear axle. And on their longer travel bikes, it's really nice to flip that shock lever, add some compression, and flip it over into the trail position, or even into the lockout position sometimes. So on the road, on the way here, I just mess with it, clicking it back and forth. And you know, you obviously, you notice that when you put it in the trail position on this bike, when you put it from the open to the trail and then closed, I don't know if you can see my hand, open, trail, closed. Anyway, you'd notice it on this bike. Whereas on my Ripley, when you move it from the open setting to the trail setting, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really do much. Because that bike, that Ripley, has the DW link. It's got so much pedal management built into it already. You notice on this bike, I've got it in the middle of possession right now, but if I open it up, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. This thing feels like it pedals pretty efficient anyway. Like it feels awesome. Yeah, so 120 mil rock shocks, Fox DPS out back, then 130 mil Fox 34 up front with the Fit 4 damper, which, you know, I prefer the Grip 2 damper. It's not the end of the world though. Got my Wahoo Element bike computer on here, mounted it up on here. It's nice to be able to ride with heart rate. I mean, today's just kind of junk miles. You're just kind of pedaling to pedal. I mean, I'll test it out. I'll test this bike out a couple times on the uphill. But right now, 146 beats per minute. Just kind of humming along. So, since this is going to be a long video, I'll just keep talking. But if you're on a trainer right now, then who knows, maybe this would be a fun way to watch this video, because you gotta sit on that trainer for an hour anyway, or however long your scheduled workout is. So, my target on my heart, when I ride with heart rate on every single ride, right? And it's nice to have your heart rate there. If you have power, if you have like pedal power meter pedals, or a crank arm power meter, or a hub power meter, whatever you got, that's super nice. But I don't do that anymore. I used to ride with power up until like 2015, maybe 2016, back when I was serious on my road bike. But I just have fun. Still nice to have your heart rate monitor. And for me, my target is, you know, the top of my endurance is 100. Like, I don't want to see 172 beats on this computer. I don't know if it's even showing up there in the field of view. So I'm at 147, 148 beats per minute right now, which is kind of just cruising. Just cruising. Don't feel too much fatigue. Just cruising. That's it. That's right in the middle of my endurance zones. 172 is when all these lights on the computer, on this Wahoo Element, start flashing at me. They all turn red and they say, dude, you're entering the red zone. 172 beats per minute is my red zone. My max heart rate is 196. And in the winter, I train on a Wahoo Kicker Core indoor trainer. I hook my road bike up to it, take my rear wheel off and put it right on the trainer, And then I use Trainer Road for the software. Software just works right with your phone or your computer, and it just Bluetooths to your heart rate monitor and to your Kicker Core trainer, and bam, Bob's your uncle. You got indoor training. They've got adaptive training and different things that are really good for the winter. So that's what I do in the winter. Train on Trainer Road, and I'm 4 days a week on that through the winter, just so I don't turn into a potato. Don't want to be a big lumpy potato in March and April when all the snow's gone and the trails open up. If I don't train all winter long and I just kind of ski and do other things to stay fit, then man, I've got like 6 weeks of hell in March and April getting back into bike shape. It's way easier just to keep doing those 4 days a week. And honestly, I think you could keep the monkey off your back through the winter with like 2 days a week. 2 good rides a week on the trainer keeps the monkey off your back, so when spring gets here, you feel fit and strong and you don't hate mountain biking. So first little bit here is just Fire Road. You just gotta get up to the main single track trails. Nothing technical, you're just kind of moving along. Bike feels super comfortable. It's long, like I said, I'm 5'8" on a size medium, and feels bigger than my Ripley. My Ripley, I run a 50 millimeter stem. Got a 35 mil stem on here today on this Element. If you tuned into this video because you're hoping to see a new 2021, 2022 Rocky Mountain Element bike review, well, we're getting there. It's just going to be a long video of me chatting. I've never done it this style before. So you can stick around and come on this ride with me, or you can skip on to something better. Go watch Mr. Beast give away a house to someone or something. If you are watching though, just know that over 70% of all of my viewers are unsubscribed. So click that subscribe button, hit the like button. I don't bombard you with videos. I just do 2 a month. Every other Sunday I upload a video, and they're always, well, basically always bike reviews. So I don't do this for a living. I'm not a YouTuber. I have a day job. I work, 45 hours a week, 50 hours a week. And so I just do this in my spare time. And it's been a lot of fun. And I get to ride a lot of different bikes. So I think that's kind of, I don't think there's anything unique about my YouTube channel compared to anybody else's. I just ride a lot of different bikes on the same trails. And the value of the same trails is I have an idea of what these bikes feel like, because I've ridden these trails for years and years and years. And, I can just really focus less on the terrain and more on how this bike is responding to the terrain compared to other bikes in the category. So when you watch a YUMYUM video, a YUMYUM bike review, I'm going to talk about the transition spur in today's video, because I spent a bunch of time on the transition spur, which is real similar to this bike, right? I'm going to talk about probably the new stump jumper. It's 130 mil travel rear, but it's in the category. Going to talk about the Pivot Trail 429, Ibis Ripley, Yeti SP115, and a bunch of other bikes that I've ridden that are kind of in this short travel trail bike category. And that's the nice thing about the YouTube channel anyways. You get a guy who's ridden a lot of different trails or bikes on the same trail. So it's kind of fun. A little bit of a grunt right here up this little hill, and then we get to the single track. Hopefully my GoPro battery doesn't die. All right, I was worried about the battery life, so I turned the GoPro off for the last half hour. just because I wasn't sure how much battery I'd get out of this thing. It's kind of cold outside, and the cold sometimes zaps the batteries. So we're approaching the top of our climb here. Man, initial thoughts on the climbing of the new Element is it's awesome. Like, it's got a Recon 2.4, Maxxis Recon 2.4 front tire and rear tire, which is a combo I really like. That's what I have on my Trail 429. But I've got thousands of miles on my Ibis Ripley with that 2.4 Recon up front and an Ardent Race 235 Ardent Race out back. And man, I think the bike flies. Like, it's climb's awesome. I've kept it in the open position for the entire single track section, only switching it to the trail for just, 15 seconds, 20 seconds here and there, maybe 2 or 3 times, just to see how big of a difference it is. Like right now, I just clicked it in there. It just makes it feel a little bit more damp. Kind of, I don't know, like a wet blanket just got thrown on it. So I actually like climbing better with it open. Obviously picks up at just a little bit more bob, but it's not bob, it's not bounce at all. It's just trail compliance on the climb. And it feels good. So I like it better open. And that's how I usually ride these 120 bikes anyway. So I think it's got enough, the way they tuned the shock, enough support, feels awesome. Hopefully, my concern with when that happens is hopefully I don't blow through that mid-stroke on the downhill. That would suck. That's how, when Santa Cruz first came out, the Santa Cruz High Tower, it was like their first awesome trail bike, 29er trail bike. Everything before that was 27.5. But it climbed awesome. I thought it climbed really well compared to other 29ers at the time. Had cool geometry and it had support when climbing. But man, it took me a while to figure out what was going on. But the tune on the shock, it had a RockShox Monarch on it. This was like back in 2017 maybe. Had a RockShox Monarch on it and had support up top for climbing on that high tower. But man, you blew through the mid-stroke. It wasn't surprising a year later when they came out with the new colors for that high tower. They had switched everything over to Fox. So I had a Fox DPS on it after that. And eventually it went on to a DPX2 and yada, yada, yada. Everything became major enduro bikes after that by 2019. But anyway, the Fox, that DPS had a lot more support than the previous Monarch on that high tower. So hopefully I don't have that problem today because it feels really supportive up top on these climbs. So grab a quick drink. If you guys follow the channel, or even if you don't, I use a hip pack by a brand called Lab Austere and wear it on every ride. And the nice thing is it's like a minimalist pack. They sponsor a lot of my videos, like they actually pay me to tell you guys about the hip pack, right? You guys have caught on to that by now. It's been a year or so. And so you don't make a lot of money on YouTube, right? So they pay me $600 to tell people about Lab Austere hip packs, and they're not sponsoring this video. But they sponsor a video I don't know, 5 or 6 times a year. And that goes a long way for me to be able to take time away from the family, away from my free time, away from my other hobbies to come film these videos. So that's been really nice to have that income doing this work. But anyway, I'm telling you about it right now just because it's not a paid promotion today. And I love that hip pack. It's minimalist. It only carries my tube and some tools and a few other little things. But I take it on every ride and I love it. And your water bottle never falls out. I've never lost a water bottle. So I'll link, they offer me 25% off to the viewers of this channel. So there's the link in the description down below. And then I also started the last 6 months. I put this, for the last, 8 years or longer, I've been putting a mix in my bottle here called Carbo Rocket. And it has all the right ingredients to keep you from bonking on your ride. Right amount of salts and electrolytes and carbohydrates. So it's got, with 3 scoops of that Carbo Rocket in your bottle, gives you up to 300 calories, which just keeps you going, feeling strong the whole time on your ride. So I always put that in my bottle. They also sponsor the channel, not sponsoring this video. And I think I've done like 3 paid promotional videos for them. Same thing, they charge them $600 and they're the sponsor of the video. And then they offer 25% off to you guys, just like Lev Austere. You get 25% off. I've never been given any free Carbo Rocket. I used Carbo Rocket for 6 or 7 years before I ever connected with them. They're a Utah-based company. And I said, hey, we ought to tell people about Carbo Rocket on my channel. And we did it once. And the response you guys gave, I mean, so many people bought it that they made money. They made a lot more money than the $600 I paid them on their Carbo Rocket. So it worked out awesome for them. It's a product I've been using forever and I love anyway. So same thing, link in the description down below to Carbo Rocket, 25% off. Now on that one, you don't have to put in the promotional code YUMYUM. The link just automatically does it. Gives you the 25% off. All right, we're almost to the top. Climbing, geez, I don't have super technical trails here to test it on. These are pretty average trails, but it flies up these trails, man. I'm really impressed. I'd say it's right there with the, well, yeah, with the transition spur, I'd say. Climbs easily as well as that bike. More comfortable for me than that bike though. And the suspension feels a little softer too. Just when I'm pedaling, I don't have any like harsh, like bucks, like if I hit a rock or something, it doesn't like buck me out of my seat as much. But yeah, it climbs awesome. I'm excited about this bike. Trying to think if there's anything else to tell you. Oh, it's got 2 water bottle cages on the down tube on this new Element, which is super rad. If you're going to be doing some like endurance racing or marathon, like cross-country marathons, 2 water bottles on the down tube is pretty sweet. You got 2, the Lev Austere hip pack holds 2. So I got 2 water bottles back there, and then I can put 2 down here on the down tube. That'd be pretty sick. 4 bottles. Well, hopefully this battery stays alive and we can get the whole downhill. I'm up here to the top now. I didn't go hard. I didn't try any sprints. My heart rate's 159 up, just jumped to 160. Probably because I'm talking so much. And felt awesome the whole time. Oh, let's go get in line for Rush. I'm busy today. I tried to bed these brakes in earlier and they weren't bedding in very well, so I swapped my wheels off my Ripley onto this bike. See if those rotors would work a little better with these brakes. So I'm on the the C70 build, the Carbon 70 build. Woo, need some brakes. Phew. Oh man, I wish those brakes would bite just a little more. I should have taken more time to bed those brakes in. I'm on the C70 build, which is a full XT brakes, shifter, even the cassette's XT, rear derailleur, everything. Okay, I'm still learning. So on my first ride on these demo bikes, don't normally just go out and film. I try to get some riding in. I try to feel for like I'm just looking for confidence. So where's the balance point of the bike? Every bike has a little bit different balance point. Oh, I got a headwind into those jumps, so couldn't get a lot of speed. It's kind of windy. Okay. Anyway, just kind of looking for the balance point, right? Man, the 3 or 4 little jumps I've hit so far, I felt super comfortable. Oh yeah. Woohoo! The bike jumps freaking awesome. Definitely jumps better than my Ripley. Wow. I have a tailwind right through that section though, because I'm going with the wind. Oh. Dude, I don't know why I don't always film on my first ride with a bike. Because all the fun, like novel, surprising stuff I get to experience. And then when I film my reviews, oh, I hope it's not too windy for this mic, because there is a big headwind right now. Anyway, when I get to film the actual review, I've ridden the bike a number of times, and kind of the novelty and the excitement is gone just a little bit. Man, that wind. Oh, manual's good. Dude, the balance point of this bike is so easy to ride. And the rear end just tracks. My brakes are working now too, by the way. They're all firing on all cylinders. Oh yeah, jumping's good. Oh, fun. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, it's easy to ride. I'm gonna speed up my suspension just a little bit, I think. Both the fork and the rear, it's not packing out, but I wouldn't mind just giving it a little bit more life. A little faster. I know I'm complaining about the wind a lot. I don't know. I bought this new mic and it's supposed to handle the wind really well. So hopefully you guys aren't hearing all the wind, but man, I can barely hear myself think. It's so windy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I trust the bike already. Man, halfway down Rush and I have a nice little relationship with the bike already. The back is just tracking the ground so well. Which means, it means that's good. That's what that's what I love about my Rocky Mountain altitude, right? The back is just glued. Oh, the wind is robbing my speed. There's a good test coming up here too that has like a ton of braking bumps. I can test if that bike the shock will pack out. Okay, so first thoughts, this bike is so easy to ride. Easier to ride than the Trail 429 for sure. More like my Ripley. That's what I love about my Ripley. I hate that turn. It slows down the trail so freaking bad. So don't hate me that I just cut the trail. Okay, I'm gonna speed this bike up right here real quick. Yeah, dude. Sick. Get this thing one click faster. So let's see where I'm at here. 2, 3, 4. So 2, 6 from full fast, right? 6 from full fast. Let's go 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Get the shock going here. Oh, and then on the compression for the shock, I'm riding on the 2 in the middle, not the 1 or the 3, just the 2. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try 6. I was at 7. So 5 clicks from full fast on the fork, and 7. Hey, how's it going? Ah, dang it, I should have got in front of that guy. All right, we're gonna have to give them a second. What was I, 5 from full fast here? I'm trying to listen to see if more people are coming. I can hear the people that just passed me. They're just barely scooting down there. Woo! How's it going?
I watch your stuff all the time.
Oh, do ya?
Yeah. I seen you in at Mike's shop too a little bit.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Thanks for.
What are you riding today?
This is the new Rocky Mountain Element.
What do you think so far?
This is my first ride. In fact, I'm doing a video today. This is kind of a new video. In fact, I'm filming right now. This is kind of a new video. I've never done this before. I'm just filming the entire first ride. So it's gonna be a crazy long video. Maybe nobody will even watch it, but there's a lot of people indoor trainers. So I thought, give them something to watch. And I've never done that before. And so usually I ride the bike a number of times before I film it. And so I think this will have like a more excited novel, because all the novelty is now.
Yep.
And so
How do you like it so far?
It's kind of in between my Ripley. I don't know if you know I ride an Ibis Ripley.
Yeah, that's your main bike, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the perfect corner canyon bike. And so it's kind of, it feels a little bit more stable and longer than that, but it's easy to ride, that's for sure. Easier to ride than
120 all around, isn't it?
Yeah, 120 in the rear and 130 in the front.
Oh, it's 130 up front.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bust down Rush right now if you want to follow me.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Okay, this is the section that has, oh, I can feel it's a little faster already. This is the section that has all the braking bumps. And so you get a good idea of, oh, okay, the fork's a little fast now. Damn it, I should have left it where it was. It's so easy to ride though. Get through all these corners. All right, here we go. Woo! Okay. I should have left the suspension where it was at. Oh, a little deep on that one. Yeah, I should have left the suspension where it was at. It's a little fast now. Woo! Good to have those brakes working now. That's the fastest section of this trail. Oh, whoops. Just came unclipped. All right, I'll leave it where it's at for a second. Okay, so I liked it where it was at earlier. A little bit more damp feeling than where I'm at right now. All right, I'm gonna make a quick adjustment right here. Okay. So this is getting slowed back down. 1 click to 7. This is getting slowed back down to 6. Here we go.
Flying, man.
Oh, I just missed the suspension right before I said hello to you. Sped it all up just a little bit. It was too much.
Oh, too fast?
It didn't have that damp, controlled feel. All right, you ready? Okay, here we go. You! Oh yeah, that's a little bit more controlled. Man, you'd think 1 click wouldn't make a difference, but it does. That's just more damp, more connected to the ground. Double. Another double. Oh yeah, that's good. That is so good. All right, those are the numbers. Oh, the bike feels good, especially where I have the suspension right now. Oh, it's like one click, you guys. I know that sounds stupid, but one click just gives this bike a lot more traction and hugs the ground just a little bit more. And who knows, maybe it's in my head. Little manual over that section there. Okay, so the bike feels amazing. Not as damp and controlled as the Pivot Trail 429. A little bit more loosey-goosey, like my Ripley. It jumps awesome too. Like, I'm excited to hit this jump right here. Woo! Oh, it's a fun bike. All the bikes are fun, geez. All right, 7 in the rear and 6 up front. I have to write that down when I get home. Not sure how many more opportunities I'm gonna get to ride this. It's supposed to snow on Tuesday. All right.
You're riding for tires, are those Recons?
Ardent Race in the rear.
Ardent.
And then Recon up front. They're money. This is the most predictable, just high traction tire. I love it. All right, let's get Limelight. Okay, so this section has a little bit looser dirt and little jumps throughout it. And we have a tailwind. So you can hit the jump super easy. Oh, it feels like it tracks the ground probably better than my Ripley, actually. Not as much as the Pivot Trail 429. Feels more damp, oddly enough, than even the new stump jumper. Well, I don't know, this is why I don't like doing these videos, because then I gotta hold myself to these things I say without getting more rides in. Now I've got some wind on me for some reason. I love a nice, controlled, stable bike, especially in the 120 category. This is a good blend between my Ripley and the Trail 429. More jumps right around this corner. Here we go. I'm not hitting that one. Got a lot of wind over on this section for some reason. There we go. Oh, the bike feels so, like, okay, in the corners, it feels so easy to ride, you guys. Like, you can just push into those corners. It's very, I guess that speaks to how balanced it is, I guess, right? I don't have to like be up here the whole time in the corners. Like, oh yeah, Jesus, blew that corner trying to show you. Getting really up forward. Otherwise it will blow through the corner like a Yeti SP 130. It doesn't have that problem. It's got a much more neutral stance. Not back here behind the bike, but like just like right where you think you should be. And it feels just easy. And like supported the whole time too. I was worried a little bit climbing that maybe I'd be blowing through the mid stroke. Not at all, dude. Yeah, this bike's easy to ride. I like that. Very accessible. So I guess easy to ride means confidence inspiring, right? Like, I feel so comfortable on this bike. First ride. Yeah, I'm stoked on it. Super stoked. Super stoked. Yeah, that was awesome. Better say goodbye to this dude that said hi to me. He's like right behind me. Oh wait, no he's not. Well, dude, if you watched the video, I waited for you for a second. I never saw you. So good to meet you, dude. Okay. Hey. Dude, this bike feels rad. This is the other reason why I don't like doing my actual reviews like this while I'm just talking, because I ended up being really repetitive and saying stupid stuff like, dude, the bike's rad 10 times. So what I liked about it is I was always in the right position. Hey guys. Hey. So I was just always in the right position. I just never felt like the bike was like taking me for a ride or anything. Like never felt like I was getting left behind the bike in the corners. Those first 2 minutes of riding it, just testing those corners, just how much can I like really commit to them. And look, it's easier on this bike a little bit because I've got tires on here that I trust, that I ride all the time. You know, these are the wheels and tires from my Ripley. It just so happens the Element comes with the same front tire, that Recon. But so that equation kind of makes it easy to trust the bike, you know, because I'm very familiar with that tire combo. But the takeaway for right now, and we'll get a review at some point, depending on how this weather holds up, the bike feels like really sporty, really easy to ride. The suspension was really supportive, like a lot to push into onto those berms. Like every berm, I mean, after the first couple minutes when I was still testing the bike out, after that point, I just trusted every corner. This bike had tons of support and tons of traction. Like I'd be interested to see how long this bike is. I think I remember reading that it's longer than the Trail 429 and longer than my Ripley in the wheelbase. That's probably where a ton of that traction's coming from. It just feels like you're sitting down inside the bike, and that feels amazing. I mean, you could just throttle every berm, every corner. I slowed the rebound down. So I had it where I thought was good, but I just kind of, the back felt like it was maybe not packing out at all, but just maybe a little slow, like which was, you know, just different than my Ripley, obviously. And it felt way more like the Trail 429, and so I sped it up one click, and I sped the fork up one click, and I didn't like that. I was in the right spot to begin with. Slowed it back down to that 7 clicks from full fast in the rear, 5 clicks from full fast, or wait, no, 6. 6 clicks from full fast. Let's make sure we make this light. And once I did that, once I went back to those settings, Bob's your uncle. The bike had tons of traction again, felt really damp. It's not as poppy. It's not as poppy, like, it doesn't rebound and feel as poppy and responsive as my Ripley, okay? But definitely a lot more stable. It's just as playful. It jumps, I think it jumps better. The bike feels so stable. Like, you just trust it. So, it's weird. It's like if the Trail 429 and the Ripley had a baby, it might be this instinct. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite as damp and controlled as the Trail 429, but also it feels more lively than that bike, right? I'd say it's, you know, it's easier to ride than the Transition Spur. The Transition Spur wants to blow every single corner in sight. There's a lot of cool things about that bike, but cornering is not my favorite on that bike. It's just a really demanding bike. So this is way more accessible and easy going. Like, this is a bike a more average rider could get on and just like step right into it and feel confident. Whereas, you know, the novice or beginner got on a transition spur, or even like the Yeti SB130, it'd feel demanding to them and they'd be like, like it'd be taking for a ride a little bit. Anyway, hope you guys like this style video. Not really any conclusions other than the bike was super accessible and easy to ride. I had a ton of fun. It has so much traction. There's a lot to like about this new Element. Get a little pedaling there. It's a really cool looking bike too, man. All black. I'll link the description down in the description. I'll link to this bike with all the numbers. Like I said, I'm on a medium. I want to say it's a 65.5 degree head tube angle. Actually, you know what? In editing, I can annotate all that stuff and put in what's in there. Anyway, oh, I hope I get to ride this bike before next spring, because it's supposed to snow on Tuesday in a couple days. I don't know if I'll get enough time to actually do a test ride and a review video, but hopefully you guys like this style video. It's kind of crazy. Last thing I'll say, and I said it earlier, but more than 70% of the people watching this video are unsubscribed to my channel. Just click the subscribe button. It helps me a ton. So I appreciate that. And then I link everything I use. My Smith helmet, my Smith glasses, basically everything that I use and trust on my 4 or 5 rides a week that I do. I link in the description down below. Those are paid affiliate links that, you know, you buy a $200 helmet and I don't know, they probably pay me $4 or something, but every little bit helps. So yeah, do your shopping at those links if you're gonna go shopping anyway. Plus it's stuff that I've really grown to love. All right, that's it. So go hang out with the family the rest of the day, and we'll edit this here in a couple weeks. Isn't it such a cool bike? Dude, all black. I like it. I like it a lot. Walked out of my own house. Hi, Sonny. Hey, Sonny, open the door for me, sis. What's going on?
Hey.
Hey.
So I can have a cookie.
Looks like you guys are having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the bike was awesome.
Really?
Dude, it was so easy going. I mean, like the Rocky Mountain Instinct, it's just like easy bike to ride, easy jump, super fun.
You have to ask Dad. Dad, can I open it?
What does she want to open?
Cookies.
Cookies. All right, see you guys.